Still watching TVC Breakfast, and it's time for Trending Now. Let's find out what's happening all around the world and in Nigeria. Ibrahim Shita is standing by. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Good morning. It's good to stand here on the other side. It's a beautiful time for us to look at what is trending, most definitely.
Of course. Let's take it away.
Right. Let's start off with this story. 24 schoolgirls abducted from a school in Maga, Kebbi State have regained their freedom. The girls were kidnapped at dawn on November the 17th, shortly after a military detachment left the school premises. President Bola Tinubu has welcomed their release, describing it as a relief for their families and the nation. Authorities are continuing investigations into the circumstances surrounding the abduction. No injury has been reported, and the rescued girls are said to be undergoing medical checks and counseling. All right, let's take some tweets. Dami O, that's Adi Oshinaike, says, best news of the day by far, with par fist, saying, well done to everyone involved. Even if the president paid, we'll address that later. For now, let's just be happy. And then Barrier Gara says, kudos to the security agencies for this successful operation. Rescuing 23 hostages without casualties is not easy. This shows that when our military and intelligence teams are focused and supported as ordered by the President and Defense Minister, they deliver results. And then Ebube says, thank God they are back. Please, can you tell us about the kidnappers? I hope they are in custody right now. And then, all right, so we've actually taken what Damio says. Looking at this Ria Etoma, it's quite interesting. We talked about it a little earlier, these girls being rescued from the jaws of death and these kidnappers. But then we're so happy about it. But someone is saying, let's be happy first before we talk about whether ransom was paid or not. But the government is saying that we didn't pay ransom.
Yes, because I can understand where that guy or lady is coming from, because all 24 were rescued, no injuries and nothing. Meanwhile, one newspaper reported that there was exchange of gunfire. Another newspaper is saying that they negotiated the girls out of that place. However, they did it. The girls are out, and that is what makes me happy. The other question is, what about the kidnappers?
Exactly. What about the kidnappers? Where are they? Are they in police custody? Were they taken away? What really happened to them? Those are things that we as Nigerians want to know. Well, the federal government said there was no money given, there was no ransom given. Until I hear otherwise from the federal government, let me believe that and follow through with that. But I'm just happy that these girls are finally free. I know that they'll be meeting with their parents today. What a beautiful feeling. Whoa. Just imagine, your young child is taken away. I can imagine the agony that the parents were feeling. I'm just happy that, Ibrahim, it's not like another Chibok story that, we will say, bring back, and we don't get to see them. So I'm happy that they are back home. Whatever way they took to bring them, thank God that they are going to meet their parents today. But what I want to say is that I hope that now education will be safe. These girls are going to be traumatized going back to school. I hope that we're making our schools very safe for young girls to learn. Because if they are not in school, they can take different vices that will not help them in the future. So we should be thinking about securing our schools, whether it's putting security, whatever we need to do to make sure that these schools are secure for these girls to go back and learn. But thank God that they're going home. For me, that's the most important. We celebrate this. We know there's another bad news, Kano and Kwara, but let's just still focus on these girls getting home safely to their parents.
There is nothing as refreshing as, getting the news that the girls are back, and those who are still in captivity, we just pray that they are returned and reunited with their family in the moment now. Now let's move on to the other stories. This politics this time around. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has issued a firm warning against any plan to manipulate the 2027 governorship election in his state. And in a video shared online, the governor cautioned political actors to steer clear of any attempt or to rig or influence the process. He said the people of Oyo State are now more aware of their rights and will not allow their mandate to be subverted. Governor Makinde also noted that he is already preparing for a smooth transition when his tenure ends. He told those considering electoral manipulation to think again, using the Yoruba expression, "Were laughing wo were," meaning that madness will be met by madness. He also added that the outcome of the 2027 election will be decided by the people, not by political godfathers or powerful individuals. Let's take some tweet now. Yes, ISIP, that's at 401 Ecstasy, says this kind of warning shows just how tense 2027 might be. At the end of the day, Nigerians don't need madness versus madness. We need transparency. If every leader focused on credible elections instead of threats, our democracy would move forward faster. 2027 must be about the people's will, not political warfare. Then Atop Bajaye says, nice to see you taking a bold stand as the ruling party in Oyo State while also holding your ground firmly as an opposition voice at the national level. Well, quite interesting there, having a governor saying, re-echoing what Thai currency, said during the coronation of the Olubadan, that's Obarashidi Ladoja, that we're laughing with madness against madness, madness for madness, tit for tat. But getting that from a governor, what does that send to the political landscape of this nation?
Look, that question is it's heavy. I can understand the whole thing you read until you got to that madness versus madness. What has it got to do with this? Yes, it's going to be a very tense election in Oyo State. And you should also note that the warning was for the people in Oyo State, that they know better. Okay, if the people know better, then why the worry and the rest? Why the madness against madness? It just goes to show that politicians generally take elections so seriously, and they are willing to do a whole lot. He knows that there's going to be a strong push to get the PDP out of Oyo State. So is doing what he's doing.
Of course, Etoma, that's his job. He'll take it very seriously. I'm not even surprised. But yes, I was liking what you were reading, and then I got to the madness for madness. I'm like, what is happening? But at the end of the day, not just in Oyo, 2027 is going to be a movie. We just want to see a free and fair election, and that's why Professor Josh Amupithan, we're hoping that you stamp your foot on the ground and give us a credible election, be it in Oyo, Ogun, wherever, and even, the presidential election for Nigeria. We just want to see a credible election. We do not want to see any election with violence. We want Nigerians to vote peacefully. No madness for madness. There will not even be any madness at all.
Especially, these are rhetorics that always, set the ball rolling and making people, quite tense before the 2027
Because,
election.
Ibrahim, at the end of the day, it's their followers. So what you tell your follower is what your follower will do. And that's why I say it's not just on the people doing it. Who are the bosses telling them what to do?
Yeah, especially this coming from a governor who is thought to be a very gentle governor. All right, then, let's talk about the entertainment, going to the entertainment world. Actress Peggy Ovire has responded to a 100 million naira demand letter sent by actor Taye Arimoro, denying all his claims. In a legal response issued by Adolphus & Co., Peggy's lawyers described Taye's allegations as misleading, selective, and materially false, insisting he's misrepresenting the incident. According to the letter, the conflict began when Taye was asked to return to set, but allegedly engaged in a heated confrontation. The lawyers claimed the assaulted production manager, Luke Obai, and allegedly headbutted Peggy's driver, Joshua Madu, leaving him bleeding from the ear and nose. Witnesses reportedly gave statements to the police confirming Taye's aggressive conduct. Peggy's legal team also stated that Taye attempted to flee the scene and efforts to stop him were solely to prevent his escape before authorities arrived. They clarified that Peggy never assaulted him and that the only physical contact involved a light push after he tried to deflate her vehicle's tires. Let's take some tweets. It's Chinyerich. Oh, that's more like a Chinyere. Quite interesting name. People saying they saw the video, so because you saw the video, you already concluded. Allow the law to decide. It's not anyone's place or in anyone's place to decide. Besides, don't you think there is a possibility that the video didn't play from the beginning or it didn't capture all the incidents? You people should take it easy. Yeah, word of advice there. And the Onome_Jesse says, did you guys see what happened or the CCTV of when he was leaving before he was stopped? Nigerians, eyewitness, they give waiting really happen. When I say na CCTV. CCTV show the beginning. And the last tweet here, what really happened before they got to the CCTV was, or to where the CCTV was. The more you look, the less you see. Now here we did. Etomaria, absolutely. Now here we do.
Now here we do, my brother. And Taye and Peggy, it's as if there's another story behind. 100 million. Take it easy, man. 100 million. Well, it's now a legal thing. The lawyers will speak the English and right. do the needful. At the end of the day, both of you are actors, so act, you know, and let us hear more about you doing blockbusters, acting so well that you are now invited by a producer in Hollywood and things like that. All this controversy, court cases, and the rest. I wish that could just go down a little.
And I'm hoping that this is not for clouds, because this story has really lingered on. I remember Olamide brought the story to us and we spoke about it. So the fact that up to now we're still speaking about it. And the thing is that, Ibrahim, all these 100 million, 50 million, 200 million, do they really get the money? Because I always hear court case of this really big money. I'm suing you for 100 million, but what even happens? You find out that they take it outside court and then they settle it. So at the end of the day, this is not what we should be saying. You know, you all are great actors and actresses. We want to see peace. We are promoting peace in the country. We are fighting insecurity. We are saying so many things. Why are we now fighting ourselves again? It's not necessary. So these are things that when I see people fighting, I'm like, just go home and settle it. We don't need all this fight.
Anyway, now the matter we see they try to settle. We'll see what pans out at the end of the day.